Back at the Lethbridge courthouse, the trial for Chris Carbert and Anthony Olienick continued as Carbert once again took the stand in front of the jury. BCN's Landon Hickok is back at the courthouse and has more on what transpired.
Things are heating up outside here, just like they are in the trial of Anthony Olienick and Chris Carbert. Now today, Chris Carbert continued his defense testimony presented by defense lawyer Marilyn Burns and has begun his cross-examination presented by Crown Prosecutor Stephen Johnston. Now when Stephen Johnston began his cross-examination on Chris Carbert, he confronted him regarding his claims that he would flee to the mountains in a, quote, worst-case scenario. This was when Chris Carbert would confirm that he would resist against authorities if they were to theoretically force vaccinations upon him and his son. Johnston also confronted Carbert on the now identified AR-15 that Carbert had in his possession during the time of his arrest, that he claimed that he bought from a friend, Steve Ferguson, that Steve claimed that was a custom made instead. Now, Marilyn Burns did confirm with Chris Carbert that he did send texts shortly before his arrest that he advocated for a peaceful resolution between the protesters and the police officers that were there. After taking Monday off this week, we still have to complete Chris Carbert's cross-examination before we move on to Anthony Olienick's defense and cross-examination. Only then can we see the closing arguments and verdict come, which we may expect to even see pushed back until next week. So for all updates, tune into Bridge City News for all that's yet to come. Hal?
That was Landon Hickok joining us from the Lethbridge courthouse.